Right now, live at 5, cleanup on Capitol Hill. As the dust settles from the attack on Congress, lawmakers confirm Joe Biden as the next president of the United States. This as concerns linger over the lack of security in Washington, D.C. And the world reacts. Both allies and enemies of the United States respond to the unprecedented attacks. And in local politics,
we hear from St. Louis County Commissioner about the controversial comment he made and why he won't be apologizing for it.
How entertainment centers are getting ready to reopen on Monday.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look at a much calmer Washington, D.C., where 24 hours ago, the United States Capitol was taken over by rioters, forcing the electoral vote count to be delayed but not stopped. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Vaki. Despite the violence at the Capitol, Joe Biden's win was made official early this morning after Vice President Mike Pence defied President Donald Trump, affirming electoral votes that will make Biden the next president. Tonight, questions remain about how that siege could have happened and what happens next. Michael George has more details from Capitol Hill.
President Trump has remained behind closed doors today and still hasn't condemned his supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol Wednesday. CBS News has confirmed that some Trump cabinet officials discussed invoking the 25th Amendment to remove the president 2 weeks before the inauguration.
The most immediate route would be the vice president to recognize the danger of the Donald Trump presidency and take this action. A. B. My members are very much interested, as are my phone is exploding with impeach, impeach, impeach. The president must be held accountable.
Even allies are blaming the president for stoking the violence.
The president needs to understand that his actions were the problem, not the solution.
Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao resigned her post, citing Wednesday's violence as the reason for stepping down. While the cleanup continues on Capitol Hill, questions remain about how the protesters could make it into the Capitol in the first place and why police weren't better prepared to handle the planned protests.
No one can tell me that if had been a group of Black Lives Matter protesting yesterday, they wouldn't have been treated very, very differently than the mob of thugs that stormed the Capitol.
The government is now moving in 6,200 National Guard members and installing 7-foot-tall fences in preparation for the inauguration.
These personnel and this security measures will be in place for no less than the next 30 days.
The FBI says it's working to identify those involved in Wednesday's rampage.
The Department of Justice announced it has been working through the night with federal authorities to help identify some of the people who stormed the Capitol and expects to file the first federal charges as soon as today. The assault on Capitol Hill is sparking shock and concern around the world. The storming of the U.S. Capitol played out on newscasts across the globe, drawing quick condemnation from world leaders. German Chancellor Angela Merkel took aim at President Trump, saying he is partly responsible for the violence because he failed to accept his election defeat. NATO Secretary General tweeted, "The outcome of this democratic election must be respected." One of America's allies calling it an assault on democracy.
American democracy has always inspired me. Lawlessness and violence are the opposite of the values we know Americans and Israelis cherish.
Meanwhile, America's enemies reveled in the chaos, with Iran's president saying it proves what a failure Western democracy is. After yesterday's events, Wisconsin U.S. Senator Ron Johnson says he has not made a decision on his political future yet. Johnson is a vocal backer of President Donald Trump and is facing 2 years in the minority, along with mounting calls for him to step down. The update from the Republican comes a day after the U.S. Capitol was stormed by Trump supporters. Johnson is weighing whether to seek a third term, run for governor, or step down. His decision will have a cascading effect in Wisconsin as other Republicans wait to see what he does. Sticking with Wisconsin, here's a live look at the state capitol in Madison. The Republican-controlled state legislature is divided on a coronavirus response bill. The state assembly was set to pass it today, but the Senate GOP leader said his chamber opposes. Even if the current bill were to somehow pass, Democratic Governor Tony Evers would likely veto it. Evers and Assembly Democrats have their own proposals that Republicans don't support. Starting Monday, Minnesota's entertainment venues like bowling alleys, museums, and theaters can reopen their doors. This comes after Governor Tim Walz announced earlier this week he plans to loosen the state's COVID-19 restrictions. CBS 3's Emma Quinn heard from industry leaders about how they're preparing to welcome customers back.
Starting January 11th, entertainment venues may reopen their doors in Minnesota.
I think the best news is that the cases have gone down and things feel safe for everyone now.
For the Glensheen Mansion in Duluth, they won't be opening right away.
If we open, we're going to be opening in the middle of our winter hours. And so really it's just going to be we'll be open on weekends for quite a while.
Their reopening plans must be approved by the University of Minnesota Duluth, which operates the mansion. Hartman expects the plans to look similar to what you saw in the fall, including a video to watch when you hit the ticket line.
And it also gives about a 5-minute separation between the group before and after them. So that way it gives a pretty decent dose of social distancing too.
For Skyline Lane's bowling alley, they'll be ready to open first thing Monday morning.
We'll be taking temperatures at the door. We're very lucky we have a 40,000 square foot facility, so we can properly space everyone out.
But they say recruiting more employees will be the next challenge.
You know, we had around 80, 90 employees before COVID. You know, they have bills to pay and responsibilities, and just not knowing when we could reopen, we did lose quite a few good employees.
While businesses face some challenges with the reopening, they say they're grateful to bring business back inside.
Once the mansion's safety plan is approved by UMD, they will announce when they'll reopen. All entertainment centers will require face coverings and can't serve any food past 10 p.m.
I desperately try not to put my nose into this cesspool whenever I don't have to.
That was St. Louis County Commissioner Keith Nelson on Tuesday, referring to the city of Duluth as a cesspool. Tonight, Nelson is speaking out about what he meant by that comment, which is drawing criticism from his colleagues on the board. At the meeting, Commissioner Frank Jewell, who represents Duluth, said the board was discussing roles for 2021 commissions. One was the Planning Commission. Jewell says he brought up the issue of not having county commissioners on the Planning Commission because it should be a citizen-led effort. Jewell says Commissioner Nelson got upset and called Duluth a cesspool. Commissioner Nelson told us today he never got to finish the rest of his sentence because he was interrupted by Jewell.
The cesspool that I was talking about is the politics in the city of Duluth and how it's starting to run over into the corridor townships, one of which I represent, which is Friedenberg.
Commissioner Nelson adds that Jewell has been, quote, sticking his nose into Friedenberg Township in regard to a gravel pit permit. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear more from both commissioners. But first, let's check in with Dave for a first look at the weather. Thursday evening, you know what that means. We're so close to the week.
It's Friday Eve.
What a week it's been.
Yeah, it has been.
Pretty foggy out there.
Well, it comes and it goes. It started foggy again this morning, then a beautiful break, at least over the hill in Duluth this afternoon. Clouds will fill back in tonight, and tomorrow morning, another fog advisory for at least half of our region. So to the map we go, and it shows our friends at the National Weather Service have issued a dense fog advisory until 11 o'clock Friday morning for most of Minnesota, except for a strip right by the North Shore, and into Douglas County and Burnett County in Wisconsin. So again, travel cautiously tomorrow morning. A lot of moisture in the atmosphere helping to create clouds. Current picture does show them breaking up a little bit for many locations, but like I mentioned, they'll fill in again here tonight. So what we're getting then is a mostly cloudy sky overnight that should last through early tomorrow morning. Then partial sunshine will break out again for much of the day. High temp at 24 is cooler than it's been the last couple of days, but still 5 degrees warmer than normal, which gives us a hint of the trend for the week ahead. Still warmer than normal, cloudy, and probably dry. Any snow chances? Well, I'll show you with the 7-day in just a little bit.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, helping those in need in Hayward. Plus, an anonymous donor makes a tribute project come true in Hibbing. City by City is up next.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. CBS 3 News is brought to you by Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
Home Furniture's New Year's sale continues with up to an extra 10% off sale prices, plus 0 down, 0% interest financing on any purchase until 2022, and free no-contact shipping. 10% off during the New Year's sale, only at Home Furniture.
I'm Steve Scooby. I'm one of the general surgeons at St. Luke's. I love being a surgeon, and I take my job very seriously. But it's always nice to go home and spend time with my children and focus on having a balance between being at work and spending time with my family. Like most surgeons, I really enjoy being in the operating room. However, I think the best part of my job is being in clinic and seeing patients come back to me fixed and feeling better. Knowing that they're doing well after surgery is really satisfying to me.
Let's make healthy happen in 2021. Join for $1 going on now through February 2nd. For more information, visit AnytimeFitness.com.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Vaki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS 3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association.
I can't even hug her. I'm touching people. I'm touching you. I'm touching you.
This show is about connection. And not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
Are we 6 feet apart?
Let's just check it out.
The major key is to make sure they watch the Kelly Clarkson show.
At Home World Rugs, for a limited time, thousands of area rugs will be sold up to 67% off the regular price after an extra 12% off the marked clearance price. Hundreds of rugs from $67. Room size rugs priced from $129. The rug clearance sale at Home World Rugs.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Thanks for being with us on this Friday Eve. Here's a live look from Hayward, Wisconsin. Dave will have your full forecast, including how the weekend is looking, coming up in a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. Thanks to a generous donor, a project in Hibbing is ready to move forward. Plus, a pop-up food pantry in Hayward is helping those who need it most. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We'll start things off in the Twin Ports area where a service is available for those who still have to get rid of their Christmas tree. That includes me. Twin Ports Trailer Trash, a Duluth-based junk removal company, is offering free Christmas tree pickups today. They will dispose of real trees only for those who live in Duluth, Superior, and Hermantown. All you have to do is call 218-206-7225. Trees must be left curbside without lights and decorations. Now to Hayward, Wisconsin, where a community church is hosting a pop-up pantry. It's called the Northwoods Community Food Pantry Pop-Up, and it's available to all who are in need of food assistance. There is never a charge, but donations are welcome. Please remember to bring your own boxes, totes, or bags. The menu is subject to change, but may include fruits, veggies, meats, frozen foods, snack foods, and other items. For more information, call 715-558-0358. We have that number on our website. And finally, a good news project update in Hibbing. Construction funding for the Dillon project is complete. The goal is to celebrate Bob Dylan's career in his hometown of Hibbing by creating educational opportunities and a public work of art. According to the organization's Facebook page, as 2020 ended, a generous anonymous donor stepped forward to ensure that all costs associated with completing the project would be covered. The group says this donation solidifies the construction schedule and will allow for the project to be complete by mid-October of this year. Organizers also thanked all who have helped make this project possible. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, a big milestone for the Wisconsin National Guard when it comes to COVID testing in the Badger State.
Today's high temp was 31 degrees. The normal is 19. Tomorrow will be closer to the normal, but still warmer than normal, which will be the gist of the forecast for the week ahead. With a cloudier sky, will it cough up any snow? We'll let you know with the 7-day forecast right after our break.
At Ralph Eye Care Specialists, we help your family see well. We check your child's need for glasses, and we screen for problems which are best treated early in life. We test your parents for diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma. These often have no early symptoms, so regular eye exams are important. And we care for you, providing routine and emergency care for your lifetime. Call now to schedule an appointment at Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
The Cetus Fogger disinfectant machine sanitizes and restricts the growth of bacteria and viruses. Our disinfectant machines are needed wherever infection can be spread, such as hospitals, public spaces, schools, and nursing homes. The R model is stationary, ideal for the home, office, and classroom, while the C model is movable and ideal for commercial and industrial settings. Our disinfectant machine also controls mold, pests, and odors, ideal for the food and agriculture industries. Visit www.cetusonline.com. That is CETUSonline.com.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Dominate any terrain on a Polaris snowmobile from Duluth Lawn and Sport.
We hear from St. Louis County Commissioner about the controversial comment he made and why he won't be apologizing for it.
A bit of blue sky popped up today. Will it pop up again tomorrow? We'll lay out the charts together.
Tonight at 6 on Live Local CBS3.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, today was the same kind of day we've had for the past several days. Cloudier in the sky, but still fairly pretty down at the ground. So Steve Brandstrom got this shot on Outlet Bay of Burnside Lake near Ely, my old stomping grounds. I used to caretake a cabin just up the road here for a World War I veteran who had lost his vision. That was a really neat place, built in the 20s, log cabin, no electricity. Well, it's still pretty rustic all around that zone, but you'll notice even here in January, this creek has not frozen over, and that's fairly rare for up in Ely. Signs of a warm spell that's been with us, and a warm spell that will linger for another week. No big Arctic outbreaks coming our way for the next 7 days, and no big snowstorms either. Just a cloudy sky and warmer than normal temperatures. So how are things looking right now in downtown Virginia, uptown Virginia, I guess as they're calling that neck of the woods these days? Looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, still enough snow on the sides of the road to let you know it's winter, but no traffic hassles either. And without any snow coming our way, it should stay that way for about a week. Right now at the airport in Duluth, current temps 24. South-southwest winds going 3 miles per hour. It's going to become dead calm for Wisconsin as the night goes on. Air pressure at the surface high at 1,032 millibars, but just like the past few days, not high enough to put down all the clouds, but the lower pressure system lurking on the fringes of our region isn't powerful enough to overcome that and give us snow. So we're in that twilight zone of a cloudy sky and warmer than normal temperatures, but no snow. Current temps in the Upper Peninsula, 23 to 26 for northwestern Wisconsin, running 21 to 26 degrees there, and in Minnesota, anywhere from 19 in Hinckley to 27 degrees in Orr, and the rest of us pretty much in the middle of that. Low temps tonight, probably teens region-wide. Highs tomorrow into the middle 20s for a lot of places. So we're coming down tomorrow about 5 degrees from what we had today. Doppler map right now shows we're getting a break in many of the clouds in the sky. In the afternoon, that fog in the morning was shaken off, and then we got some blue sky. But tonight, the clouds will start to filter back in. Again, because of the same setup, we've got weak high pressure off to our south and towards our east. It already pushed one set of lows down to the south, and another one is taking shape towards Montana to come our way. But again, that'll block its progression. So we'll get the clouds, but no snow. This is the situation for Friday. And once we get into the weekend, the low advances just a little bit. The clouds keep up. But again, the high here keeps us from getting any snow. So warm and dry and a bit cloudy, especially on Saturday. Tonight, Minnesota temperatures could become as cool as 10 degrees above zero at Kristen's place and as warm as 17 for the folks living on Park Point. Mostly cloudy sky and mostly cloudy as well for Wisconsin and the UP with low temps there in the mid-teens. For tomorrow, daytime highs in the mid-20s for Wisconsin and Michigan should come with at least partial sunshine, and that's about 5 degrees warmer than normal again. But today was close to 10 degrees warmer than normal, so we're coming down just a bit. Partly sunny for Minnesota tomorrow. Range of high temps 22 to 26. And with the extended forecast, there we go. Back and forth wobble between partly sunny and mostly cloudy. High temps in the mid to upper 20s, maybe even low 30s by next week. Overnight low temps in the mid-teens to about 20. Warmer than normal, cloudier than normal, but less snowy than normal as well.
Thanks, Dave. After weeks of planning, Itasca County officials announced they're now vaccinating essential workers. County reps say it would be available in tiers, with hospital workers, first responders, firefighters, and law enforcement among the first to get the vaccine. Residents and staff in nursing facilities and assisted living will follow, with some already being vaccinated this week. Outpatient healthcare workers are included in the first phase and will follow long-term care staff and residents.
As guidance on phases of vaccine rollout evolve, we adjust our plans. We're in contact with our healthcare providers on the phases they are responsible for, and will continue to collaborate as we administer the vaccines to our Itasca County residents in the coming weeks and months.
Since December, county health officials say cases of COVID-19 have decreased, with only 53 new cases in the last week. St. Luke's has another tool to fight COVID-19. The hospital added rapid antigen testing, which gives same-day results. If you've had symptoms for 5 days or less, you can get the test at St. Luke's Respiratory Clinic. If you have a doctor's note, you can get the test at St. Luke's Drive-Thru Garage. 10 months into the pandemic, Wisconsin's National Guard has conducted more than 1 million COVID tests. Governor Tony Evers says this represents a significant milestone in the state's effort to offer regular, widespread testing. Since April, the Guard soldiers have held mobile testing sites at senior living facilities, correctional facilities, health clinics, and more. Testing at Wisconsin National Guard-supported sites represents only some of the testing available statewide. Duluth is looking for feedback on how to use a large chunk of CARES Act money. The city received $1.7 million in the latest round of federal relief. Now they're accepting proposals for how to use that money. $500,000 can be used for community development block grants and $1.2 million for emergency solution grants. The money must help the community in preparing for, preventing, or responding to COVID-19. Proposals are due January 22nd, with decisions expected in March. Still to come, good news for the bookworms out there. A local library is making it cheaper for you to keep your books a little bit longer. Details after the break.
Let's make healthy happen in 2021. Join for $1 going on now through February 2nd. For more information, visit AnytimeFitness.com.
Welcome to the Kelly Clarkson Show!
This year has been just a huge year. We've had everything going on with the pandemic. It's hard to not have your heart go out to those people, the millions that have been impacted by that. That's why we do what we do, to try and keep people in the know. What's going on with this? When is it going to end? When's the vaccine going to be here? How is this impacting you? Where are resources to help you get through the pandemic and keep you and your family safe through all of this?
For coverage that matters most to you, tune to Live Local CBS3.
Open for business.
You're doing it! I'm doing it!
I know Gina from high school, and she's donating a kidney.
I'm a giver.
Big smiles. Not the pageant one, Jill, the real one.
I'm more jazzed than I thought I'd be, and that was pretty jazzed.
The comedy starts at 8/7 Central tonight on CBS.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19, and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
About 400 University of Wisconsin Superior students are getting emergency funding. UWS handed out $150,000. UWS leaders say they wanted to get money to students who truly need it right now. Since the pandemic, UW Superior has awarded more than $900,000 in additional aid to its students. The new year means no more worrying about late fees at the Superior Public Library. Library reps announced they've become a fine-free library. The move allows more people to access the library's materials. Fines can be an economic barrier for some people. Reps say most people return items on time, but they don't want to penalize busy families or discourage them from enjoying the library.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, live from the U.S. Capitol. One day after this place was under siege, CBS News has learned the threat is not over. New security up to protect the inauguration as the manhunt begins for those responsible for the deadly riot. And the calls tonight to remove President Trump from office, including from his former chief of staff. Plus, the standard bearers of democracy, the rare bright spots on a dark day. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. With over 40 filtration systems, including the world's best softener, no one filters more than Culligan Water. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
How can you show appreciation and say thanks to our area retail workers? While all gifts are appreciated, here is what helps keep us safe. The greatest gift of all. First, don't shop if you're not feeling well. Stay home and ask friends or family to help you. Keep your trips to a minimum. Pick up 2 weeks of supplies at a time if possible. Wash your hands before you come in and wear a cloth face cover. You can use a mask or a bandana. If possible, keep those cute kids at home and don't touch things you don't plan on buying. Keep your cash in your piggy bank and pay with your debit or credit card. Finally, try not to touch your face and be sure to wash your hands when you get home. Thank you for your help in creating a safer community.
Why wait for that tax refund or stimulus check to buy new furniture, appliances, or TV when you can buy those things today at EasyOwn with a low down payment and affordable monthly payment? If you're expecting a tax refund or stimulus check, then this is the perfect time to take advantage of EasyOwn's no interest or super low interest programs. So if you want to buy new furniture, appliances, TV, computer, or game system, come into EasyOwn today. Get the things you want with payments you can afford at EasyOwn.
For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS3. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over the city of Duluth on this Thursday evening. Let's take a look back at our top stories from tonight and see what's coming up tonight at 6. Despite the violence at the Capitol yesterday, Joe Biden's win was made official early this morning after Vice President Mike Pence defied President Trump, affirming electoral votes that will make Joe Biden the next president. And coming up tonight at 6, law enforcement in Washington, D.C. is facing tough questions about their handling of the violence at the Capitol yesterday. The police response is also being criticized by civil rights leaders as a double standard. We'll have more on that coming up tonight at 6. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is up next. We'll see you right back here at 6.